So I think that racism in the VC community is something where you have to think about what is the definition of racism. And I think in people's minds, there are two different definitions of racism. And much of the disagreement we have in this country around the subject of racism boils down to people carrying different definitions in their mind. Definition one of racism is I discriminate against people because of their background, or rather, I consciously discriminate against people because of their background. And most people would like to say that they're not racist. There may be a few people who will proudly say that they are. Fortunately, very few of them end up in the venture capital industry. So there is that. But then there is the other definition of racism, which is bias, conscious or not, that affects the decisions that you make. And I'm as subject to it as anyone else. So, for example, if I am talking with various founders, I am looking for founders with similarities to me, not necessarily racial similarities, but other similarities. Like, for example, I'm a proud alum of Stanford University, which is a great university. And there's data from first round capital that indicates that people from Stanford University tend to deliver better returns even. Well, that's wonderful, but that is bundled with the fact that the demographics of Stanford University do not match up with the demographics of the United States as a whole. So, am I being racist if I say, I really like working with Stanford alums? It's very understandable, but at the same time, it is also biased. So, I think that very little of the type 1 racism exists in Silicon Valley, but there's plenty of the type 2 racism that exists in Silicon Valley. Again, people have good intentions, but they don't always recognize the biases that they have.